Hello, my darlings, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Mariya. This channel is about spirituality. Please subscribe below so we can be YouTube friends. This is my 6/6 portal day energy update, June 6th, 2026. In this video, we're going to go over the deeper meaning of this portal day. What are the energies that are very much present on planet Earth? Who is the patron, the planetary patron of this portal day, and what you can do day of in order to harness the energies, harness the codes, and take advantage of this very interesting moment in time. Let me just start off by saying that the energies of this portal feel quite rare. I've been doing portal videos, what is it, like 2 years now? Year and a half now? I've seen a bunch of portals. And I haven't seen anything quite like this. First off, of course, if you do the math, you see there are a lot of sixes in the portal day. We have 3 sixes, to be honest, right? If we take the full year of 2026. If you add up the day, the month, and the year, you get 13. Now, some of you who still believe 13 is a number of darkness and evil, you're probably like, oh my God, what does this mean? Overall, though, this is one of the portals of the mother because originally, historically, number 13 was associated with the Divine Mother. And just like a lot of things connected to the feminine, it has been demonized. It has been cast out into the subconscious layer, away from the conscious layer. However, the mother has many different numbers, right? Like what's so special about 13? 13 is one of the numbers of the void. 0 is another number of the void. And it is kind of like that principle of which everything came. And I'm really loving the energies of this portal because it is the portal of the void. It is a very rare opportunity for you to release karma on a massive scale. And this karma is not just personal, but also on behalf of your lineage. So I would call this portal a massive karmic release portal day, when you get to drop things you don't want or don't need back into the cauldron of the mother for recycling, for repurposing, for recalibration. The energies of the portal, despite the fact I just told you it's the void, are very Saturnian. So Saturn actually plays a pivotal role the day off. Now we know the good old Saturn is the strictest, or one of the strictest planets. It is the planet of karma. It is the planet that moves slow and steady. It is kind of like the grumpy old man of the planetary realm. Saturn likes for us to earn things. It likes for things to be earned. However, during the portal day of 6/6, Saturn is opening up the veil. It's almost like Saturn is lifting up its own restrictions and limitations that it usually puts on humanity and creates like this soft opening in the weft of existence for you to actually get away with releasing karma in a very quick, etheric, energetic way, instead of having to do it the hard way of working through life scenarios and experiencing trauma over and over and over again to try to choose another outcome or to try to choose another path of action, which is how normally we would release karma in an organic way. I like this because I actually, in a way, Saturn is a parental figure. Granted, it's a grandfather, it's not necessarily the father, but it is a parental figure nonetheless. It is an elder of the tribe. And Saturn, of course, was put inside of the solar system to maintain law and order. And for a planet like ours, giving the state of consciousness on our planet, law and order is very much required for humanity's ascension, for humanity's development and growth. And so when I see Saturn being fully on board with opening up this gateway into the void of the mother so we can all be received in her or into her womb to be cleansed, I really love it. One of the images that I'm getting as I'm talking to you about the portal is literally the guides are showing me this black cauldron. It is actually not necessarily all the way fully intentional that I'm wearing black. I don't think I've worn black in a video in a long time, but I was just perusing my wardrobe and I'm like, I need this dress. I don't know why. And then I'm like, oh my God, and I need this choker. And then I'm like, why do I look like I'm going to some sort of funeral? I am not sure why I'm wearing like all black everything. And then I realized that it is a Saturnian void portal. And then I'm like, okay, that might make sense. So I'm matching the frequencies and the vibes. Anyway, so Saturn is very much paving a path for us to be received by the mother. And here is the image that they're showing me, a black cauldron of the mother, which represents the void of all thing or no thing, depending on how you think about it. And then they're showing me a human, and the human is in a very shabby state, right? Like the human is kind of like dirty, with dust all over the face. And that version of the human gets submerged inside of the cauldron. And despite the fact that inside of the cauldron there is this primordial darkness, the person emerges out from that dark void cleansed and beautified. And it is a very, very deep etheric process. And guides are telling me that it's going to take a full 24 hours. Now, when I say 24 hours, the portal gate is open for 6 days, right? 3 days prior and 3 days after the 6/6. So whenever your 24 hours starts, for as long as you have that intention to go through the karmic cleanse, spirit is going to work with you for a duration of 24 hours, releasing things in the background as you're sleeping, as you're working, whatever it is that you're doing. Which is not to say that nothing is required from you, because in a free will-based universe, even when spirit guides are ready to render their assistance to us, they still need us to call the shots. They still need us to proactively tell them what the most problematic patterns are that we would like to release, especially if it's on behalf of our lineage. Lineages are complex structures. They are collective structures. There is a lot going on inside of each lineage. So, quick practice, right? What do you do the day off? Ironically, wearing black does help. Maybe not ironically, given that I'm matching. They're showing me herbal teas. Is it anise? Anise tea? Putting cloves in your tea. Yeah, also for whatever reason, very cleansing and clearing. Garlic, they're showing me. I don't know if you're going to want to eat straight up garlic or you're going to want to mix it up into a sauce or something. But garlic seems to be something that amplifies the portal. Clay masks. It's the first time I'm actually seeing this. They're saying that a lot of the stuff can be absorbed from the face because just like in Chinese medicine, like your hands essentially is like the full map of your body. Your foot is a full map of your body. Your face is a full map of your body, meaning like different parts of your face correspond to different organs. And they're saying that if you do a clay face mask, because clay actually sucks toxins and like sucks all the gunk from outside of your pores, this is actually a physical ritual that can foster release and almost like be a symbolic thing to like fit with the rest of the energies. So that's kind of beautiful. Yeah, I'm like, they're saying activated charcoal. I'm trying to figure out what you would do with activated charcoal. And they're saying even just having charcoal, like coal, in your vicinity, just like putting it on your desk, charcoal is going to absorb negativity or like karma. I'm like, okay, we're going a bit unconventional today. Like I said, I have not really experienced this before, so this kind of portal, so it's all new. I actually cannot think of a portal where black was the color of the portal now that I'm thinking about it. So that's quite interesting. They're also saying a day of introspection. Journaling is a really, really good practice, specifically if you go for the deep questions. I think one of the really, really best questions you can ask yourself the day of is, what are the deep set patterns in my lineage that I would like to release? And then the second question is, what are my patterns, deep set patterns that I'd like to release? And don't be afraid to go like many layers deep. When you're thinking about your lineage, I invite you to think beyond your parents and siblings or even grandparents. Try to think about like the cousins, the aunts, the uncles, the, third and fourth cousins, like kind of like an extended family, and think about all of the patterns that you see in that extended family that you find problematic, whatever those may be. I don't know why alcoholism, again, is very strong in the field. Like drug abuse, very strong in the field. Poverty or like lack mentality, very strong in the field. Toxic masculinity, very strong in the field. All of the things that some of you are meant to release, right? That's what I'm saying, very strong for this group in particular. By toxic masculinity, I mean all of the things that we would consider to be the toxic masculine traits, such as control, despotism, this need to suppress someone, this thirst for power and money, manipulation also. Although I guess, I don't know, manipulation could be feminine as well, but like all of these things are coming up to release for the collective. As you're thinking about patterns in the lineage, right? You really want to go as deep as you can. Like even if something does not apply to you, but you see that in your cousins, drop it into the cauldron, right? So first things first, the day off. Making a list of all the things that you would like to release is it's probably imperative. It's part of the practice. Then burning that list, and you want to burn it on an actual fire. Like now that could be burning it in the hearth, that could be a bonfire, it could be a candle. Just probably, I mean, if you can burn something outside, that would be better. But as long as you burn the thing that, like the paper that lists all of the patterns, that's one thing. However, etherically, you guys know that I love meditation, guided meditations. A lot of these portals, because they're etheric, the best use of the portal is through a journey that you can do with yourself. And here's essentially the visual. On the day off, 6/6, or up to 3 days before, up to 3 days after, you get into a meditative state, you close your eyes, you picture in front of you the black cauldron of the Divine Mother. And you understand that this is the all thing or no thing cauldron, right? That actually is the representation of this void concept. And then you picture yourself stepping inside of this cauldron. And first you want to step just up to your waist. And that is when you start to release things from your lineage first. And literally just be intentional and think about okay, I want to release this and that pattern. And then feel how you're dropping that pattern into the cauldron as if it was like a physical object. So almost like want to imagine that pattern as an object or an energy or a frequency that you can observe. And then drop that into the cauldron and watch it dissipate, like watch it disappear or be absorbed into the all thing cauldron and work through that energy. So first things first, you want to do that on your lineage. Then you fully submerge inside of the deep, dark waters and you release things that only belong to you or what you perceive only belongs to you. Of course, it doesn't work that way, right? Because if you're a part of the lineage, all of your trauma belongs to the lineage. It cannot be any other way. However, some patterns is very easy or are very easy to recognize in ourselves. And we don't have to worry too much. Like, okay, does my mom also have this? Like, worry not, right? And first find that pattern inside of your body. Like if that pattern lived somewhere somatically, where would that be? And like picture yourself kind of like scooping that pattern out of your body and placing that into the cauldron. And stay in that exercise for as long as you need. Would not be a surprise to you if you've been following me for some time. I will be recording a meditation on the One Mother app, so I will be making it available before 6/6 to walk you through how to work with a cauldron. There's going to be a couple of surprises in the meditation. So if you feel called to journey with me, I'll be delighted to walk you through and guide you on the day off. It is a very powerful portal. You could release a lot of karma. Aligning with the energies of Saturn, actually, the day off could be very beautiful. By the way, I will be releasing very shortly. I think by the time you watch this video, it's already going to be live on the One Mother app. There is a Saturn alignment meditation. And usually, well, it's a Saturn alignment meditation, but it's really a Saturday alignment meditation. I actually recommend, if you can, listen to that one meditation either the day of the portal or like in its vicinity, just to get reconnected to the frequencies of Saturn, so that Saturn is on your side and not an opposing frequency to yours. So I think that is going to be a very, very good companion for you if you're looking to really harness the energies. Please let me know in the comments how this is landing. I'm personally very excited about this portal. I have been feeling that there is stuff to release, and I am glad for an opportunity / an excuse / an alignment, a calling from the universe to enable me to do so. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to tell you about the portal. It's very interesting because a foot soak, either the day off or while the portal is open, could be very beautiful. That goes kind of like in that same bucket, I feel like, as the clay mask. Maybe do both of them at the same time. Do a little foot soak. And for whatever reason, they're still showing me this activated charcoal that you place in the water. I think Epsom salts are going to work as well, but charcoal is very absorbent. There's something about this frequency of charcoal and that is very good for clearing, cleansing, and it like goes so well with this portal. I think that could be beautiful to do the foot soak or the foot bath alongside a clay mask. What else do I need to tell you? I mean, that's pretty much it. Seize the day, carpe diem, you guys. This portals, they're quite rare. And of course, that's the last thing that I need to tell you. If you add up, all of the numerology of the day, it's 13, which is really a 4. So whatever you release is really going to help build better foundations for the future. In fact, just the act of releasing is already building for a better future for yourself and your lineage. So take full advantage of the portal, and I'll see you later. Bye, loves.